So without further ado, over to you, Louise.
Hello, everyone. I'm Louise. I'm a Grow Up Teen Advisor and the founder of Oxente Meninas, a club based in Salvador, Brazil. And as a teen advisor, I get to have a broader view of Grow Up, and it's amazing to see the work you and your Grow Up clubs have been developing in STEM. I'm really passionate about STEM, especially technology, and about how we can use it to promote social good. So, besides the tech field, I'm also a big astronomy fan. I've already developed a project about the expansion of the universe through supernovas type 1A and participated in the Brazilian Astronomy Olympiad. So I'm very excited to moderate this fireside chat in the Exploring Space Bootcamp. Yay! So although we still have a long path to walk, I'm very happy to say that since I've joined Grow Up, I've noticed that more girls in the community are engaging in STEM related subjects. And I believe the reason for that is because we started to realize we have all the potential to be in that area by seeing all the amazing STEM initiatives that are being developed by other girls. But as important as it is to have peers that you admire, it's also fundamental to look up to the women who already have an established career doing amazing work in STEM. So with that, I'd love to introduce Cammie Johanning of the Connectivity. Cammie, will you please introduce yourself and provide the audience with some background on yourself?
Hi, I am Cammie Johanning. I am a mechanical engineer at TE Connectivity. I currently work in product development in the aerospace, defense, and marine industry. The products I design go into things like helicopters, airplanes, satellites. I also do soldier wear, ground vehicles. That's my main focus. I've been an engineer for 5 years. I got my degree from the Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, New York. And when I started at TE, I actually was in a rotational program. So I've been in many different departments throughout TE and done other technologies other than connectors. So I have kind of a wide range of experiences.
That's really impressive, Cammie. Thank you so much for introduction. And I'm honored to share the mic with you today and give your advice for girls wanting to pursue STEM. So some moments in our lives are very decisive, right? Such as deciding your career path or what school we're going to go to. And for example, I decided to change schools in my first high school year, and that gave me a lot of opportunities to explore and do well at scientific Olympiads. So I would love to know what were some pivotal moments in your life, studies, or career that led you to be where you are now in your STEM career.
Yeah, there are lots of moments that get you to where you are. For me, like the first time I met another female engineer, that was a big moment for me. I was in high school, I'd never met one. And it definitely, showed me that, oh, there are other women in engineering, I won't be by myself. And that I think is a really big deal. And another moment for me was the first time I took a class that was in material science. I, growing up, knew there was mechanical engineering, civil engineering, maybe chemical, but that was really all I knew about. So I got to college, I took my first materials class, and I was like, oh, there's so much more. And for me, I wanted to do aerospace, but I honestly wasn't enjoying it. I didn't have fun in college right away. I spent 2 years taking classes I didn't really like. And eventually I figured out, oh, I really like this materials stuff, this thing I've never heard of before. And I switched to mechanical because it let me take lots of different classes and try out lots of different things. So even though I, wanted to be aerospace really badly for so long, making that switch, I ended up really happy, and I still ended up in an industry I really love.
That's amazing, Cammie. And I really relate to what you said about the importance of having someone to look up to, like the female engineer you met. And yeah, that's really important. And so many girls have also confidence issues in their STEM abilities due to reasons like lack of representation or societal stereotypes. And because of that, some of them end up giving up on STEM areas or even having their mental health affected by this stress. So how may we help girls have more confidence in their STEM abilities? And what advice would you give to your younger self at the start of your career or STEM educational journey?
So one of the big pieces of advice that I give is to take amount of time period and decide that you're going to say yes to every opportunity you're given, whether you think you can do it or not. I spent my first year out of college with this mindset, and it's the reason I am where I am today. People, as I said yes to every opportunity I was given, gave me more opportunities. And even though I didn't know if I could do them, I always at least tried them. So out of that, people were like, oh, she's willing to take a challenge. From that, I ended up being able to move all over the US. I've lived in California, I've lived in Oregon, I'm back in Pennsylvania. And I was given those opportunities because they knew I'd at least try. As well as like, it was the reason that I got on my first project with my first patent. They knew I would try it, even though it was something we'd never done before. And the reason I'm in the job I am today is because people knew that I was willing to take the challenge to start this new career, this new job, and be on a different team than I was really used to being on.
Well, that was great advice, Cammie. And I think exploring different options, right? It's so important. And also challenging yourself to go into higher places, not being in that comfort zone. So I'm really glad that you have that mindset. And so, yeah, before joining Girl Up, I would visualize STEM projects as something that didn't really have practical uses for our daily lives. And needless to say that I was wrong, right? STEM is a really powerful tool to promote social change and impact the lives of several people in the world. So with that, I would love to ask you, what is your favorite example of the combination of STEM for social good?
So something I'm really passionate about is disability advocacy. I personally have had some health issues, and it's something that I'm really focused on. In college, the first time I ever saw this was a spoon. It's called Liftware, and it's a spoon that stabilizes as someone who has tremors, someone with Parkinson's, something like that, is taking a bite of food. It stabilizes for them so they can actually do that. With food being such a big part of our social world, these people couldn't be involved in that. So it's something that seems kind of small, but it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. I hadn't even thought of that before, the problem that they have with like the food and all. And that's so important. I will definitely look it up later. Thank you so much. If you allow me to also share another stand for social good combination, there's actually this Brazilian project called Info Preta nas Escolas, and it's a Brazilian project that basically repairs all computers. So they do hardwares and softwares repairs, and after that they donate those computers to public school students who have a low income background. And this is really important, right? Especially when we consider the huge social inequalities and technological divide in Brazil. So I would also like to share that because I think kind of takes like a different aspect of the stand for social good combination. It's more like related to education, but I think it's also interesting. But I definitely love what you said about this one. What's the name again, if you could?
It's called Liftware.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. I will definitely look it up later. So I'm sure that a lot of girls who are here right now are fascinated by engineering, but don't really know how to start to explore the field. So would you have any programs and books or video content tips like that, documentaries that can help them develop a deeper contact with the engineering area before going to university?
Yeah, I have a couple things that I still really enjoy looking at. So one thing is the podcast is called Ologies. So it looks at fields of studies that don't have a lot of focus on them. So maybe someone who's really interested in volcanoes or ants. There's been episodes about, dinosaurs or something, but it's all these different fields that you could go into that you're not going to find on your day-to-day, like just in public school learning about what engineering is. And then another good thing is the Vlog Brothers. So it's a YouTube series. It's Hank and John Green. So they talk about things that they see every day and things like that they're interested in, and then they look them up and see what is like the science, the engineering behind it. And they also have a YouTube channel that they created called Crash Course. So this has little videos that you can watch that are about things in history, science, technology, current events. That is something that I used in college that is still going. So maybe you have something you're just kind of interested in and you're like, where can I find more information about that? Am I actually interested in it? You can probably find a crash course about it.
Yeah, definitely. I love the tips you gave. Thank you so much for that. So I had a great time with this fireside chat, but unfortunately, our conversation is coming to an end. It was so quick, right? Thank you so much for your inspiring words, Cammie. And I hope with this fireside chat, all of you watching could gather more insight about engineering careers and on how to navigate this STEM road. I also encourage those watching to visualize this conversation with Cammie as the entrance door to the limitless possibilities in the engineering world. If you feel called to learn more about the engineering area, dive deep into it and then apply this knowledge to build solutions that can positively change your community. And we assure you that Grow Up is going to be right here to help you walk your STEM path. So thank you so much again, Cammie. It was great.
And thank you for this opportunity.